Hello, my name is Cora. For my entire life, I was the sensible one. In my family, this was not a compliment. It was a job title. It meant I was the reliable one, the quiet one, the one who was good with numbers and never caused any trouble. I was the gray, practical, invisible scaffolding that held up the beautiful, chaotic, and completely unstable monument that was my sister, Serafina. Serafina, or Sarah, was the golden child. She was the star. She was beautiful. She was charming. She was passionate, which was my parents' pretty word for wildly irresponsible. While I was getting straight A's and saving my money from a part-time job, Sarah was failing classes and racking up credit card debt on creative supplies for a new business idea that would be forgotten in 6 weeks. My parents, Arthur and Genevieve, adored her. My father, Arthur, a man who prized honor and family loyalty above all else, would melt at her tears. My mother, Genevieve, a woman obsessed with appearances, saw Sarah as her perfect, beautiful, social masterpiece. I was just Cora, the one who would get a sensible job and never embarrass them. I was the fixer. I was the one who balanced their checkbooks, who fixed the Wi-Fi, who listened to my mother complain for hours about the drama Sarah had caused this week. They did not love me less, exactly. They did not see me at all. I was just a function, a utility. The one thing I had, the one single piece of praise I ever received, was my father's trust. My parents were not rich, but they were paranoid. They kept an old, heavy metal safe in their bedroom closet. Inside, there was always $5,000 in cash. This was the emergency fund. It was for a real emergency, a fire, a medical disaster, a true crisis. My father was obsessed with preparedness, and he, in a moment of pure practical clarity, had chosen me to be his backup. When I turned 16, he sat me down. He showed me the safe, and he gave me the combination. "You are the only one I trust with this, Cora," he had said, his voice low and serious. "Sarah, she is a good girl, but she is not like you. You are the only one who is sensible. I am trusting you with this. For an emergency. Only." This was my badge of honor. It was the one single thing I had that my sister did not. It was proof that my sensible nature had value. I guarded that secret. I never told a soul. I never, ever thought of touching it. It was my father's trust. It was the only thing I truly owned. That all changed last month. Sarah, as usual, was in trouble. She had a new business idea. She wanted to be a wedding planner. She had met a rich new man, and she was desperate to impress his family. She needed money. Seed money, she called it. She asked my parents for $10,000. For once, they said no. My father, Arthur, was firm. "The answer is no, Serafina. We are done funding these fantasies. The emergency fund is for an emergency, not for your party planning." Sarah was furious. She threw a tantrum that shook the house. She screamed. She cried. She called them unsupportive. And in the middle of her rage, she looked at me. I was just sitting in the kitchen, doing my homework, trying to be invisible. But she looked at me. And her eyes were not full of tears. They were full of a cold, sharp, reptilian hate. She did not just hate them for saying no. She hated me. She hated me because I was the sensible one. She hated me because I was the one they trusted. That look, it terrified me, but I pushed it down. I went back to my homework. It was just Sarah being Sarah. I was so wrong. A few days later, the trap was sprung. I came home from school. The house was quiet. Too quiet. My mother, Genevieve, was sitting at the kitchen table. Her face was pale. My father, Arthur, was pacing the living room, his face a dark, thunderous red. What is wrong?" I asked. My mother looked at me. Her eyes were full of a deep, terrible disappointment. Cora, she whispered. The money. From the safe. It is gone. My heart stopped. What? All of it? All of it, my father's voice boomed from the other room. $5,000. Gone. And there was only one other person who knew the combination. He walked into the kitchen. He stared at me. He was not my father. He was a judge. Cora, you were the only one. I could not breathe. I did not take it, Dad. I swear. I would never. Then where is it? He yelled. Where is the money you stole from us? Wait, a small voice said. It was Serafina. She was standing in the doorway, looking like a scared, perfect little angel. She was wearing a beautiful white dress. This is horrible. But Cora has been acting strange. She has been so quiet lately. And she was very rude to me the other day. She was helping. She walked over to me. Cora, did you do this? I was frozen. I was stunned. Sarah, you know I did not. Why? Why would you? Let's just look, Sarah said, her voice full of fake sadness. I am sure it is a mistake. Let's look in her room to prove she is innocent. She did not wait for an answer. She ran up the stairs. My parents followed. I was in shock. I could not move. I followed them like I was in a bad dream. Serafina walked into my room, my simple, clean, sensible room. She did not look hard. She walked right over to my desk, to my statistics textbook, the one I had been studying from last night. What is this? She whispered. She opened the book. And there, tucked between the pages, was a thick, white envelope, full of cash. It was not all of it. It was maybe $2,000 or $3,000. Cora, Sarah said. She turned to me. Her eyes were wide with fake, horrified tears. Oh my God. Cora. What? What is this? Were you stealing from them? My father let out a sound, a low, wounded animal sound. Cora, my mother whispered. How could you? I looked at the money. I looked at Serafina, and I saw it. The tiny, tiny smirk, just for a second, before she covered her face to sob. She had done this. She had taken the money. She had framed me. She had put some of it in my room to make me look like a common, stupid thief. I did not, I whispered. I did not do this. She is lying. She is framing me. Dad, you have to believe me. My father, Arthur, was a man of honor. This was the ultimate betrayal. He did not see a setup. He just saw his trust shattered. He saw his sensible daughter, a liar, a thief. Cora, he said. His voice was shaking with rage. You will apologize. You will apologize to your mother for stealing. You will apologize to your sister for your jealousy. And you will beg for our forgiveness. You will do it now. I was stunned. I was frozen. But I did not do it. Sarah, she is. Get out, he roared. The force of it hit me like a physical blow. You will apologize, or you will get out of this house right now. We do not keep thieves and liars under our roof. Apologize, or get out. I looked at my mother. She was weeping. Cora, just say you are sorry, she begged. Just fix this. I looked at Sarah. She was hiding behind my mother, her face a perfect mask of hurt, and she was looking right at me, and she was smiling. That one tiny smirk, it changed everything. My sadness, my fear, it burned away. It was replaced by a cold, hard clarity. No, I said. My voice was quiet. I will not. Then you are not my daughter, he said. He grabbed my arm. He was so strong. He dragged me to the front door. Get out! I tried to stop. I tried to grab my shoes from the mat. No! He yelled. He shoved me. Thieves do not get shoes. Thieves do not get anything. He threw me out the door. I fell onto the cold front porch, in my jeans and my t-shirt and my bare feet. The door slammed. I heard the deadbolt click. I was outside, barefoot, with nothing, absolutely nothing. I sat on that cold concrete porch for what felt like hours. I was in shock. I was numb. I could not cry. I could not even think. I sat there, and I looked at my bare feet. He had thrown me out, barefoot, the humiliation of it. It was so total, so complete. It was a message. You are not just unwanted. You are less than human. You are trash. I rang the doorbell. Once, I knocked. Dad? Mom? Please. It is cold. Let me in. I heard my mother on the other side. Go away, Cora. Just go away. You have broken your father's heart. I heard Sarah's voice in the background. Just leave her, Mom. She will learn her lesson. I heard the click of the living room television. They had just turned on the TV. They had thrown me out, and they had gone to watch television. I finally stood up. My feet were stinging from the cold. I started to walk. I did not know where to go. I walked. I had no phone. I had no wallet. I had no shoes. I was a ghost. I walked for miles. My feet, they were not just cold. They were cut. They were bleeding. I was so ashamed. People in cars. They were staring at me. A barefoot girl, walking alone in the dark. I finally got to a bus station. I did not have any money. I could not go anywhere. I walked into the bathroom. I tried to wash my bleeding feet in the sink. I looked at myself in the cracked, dirty mirror. I did not recognize the person looking back. She was a runaway, a throwaway. I tried to call home. I used a payphone. I called collect. My father answered. This is the Martin residence. The operator said, you have a collect call from Cora. He did not say a word. He hung up. The click of the phone was as loud as the deadbolt. They had cut me off, completely. I was gone. I was erased. I spent that night on a cold metal bench in the bus station. It was the longest, most terrifying night of my life. Every sound, every person. I was so scared. This was my life now. I was homeless. The next day I was starving. I was desperate. I had to do something. I saw a sign in the window of a small, greasy diner. Dishwasher needed. Inquire within. I walked in. I was still barefoot. My feet were wrapped in paper towels from the bus station bathroom. The owner, a tough, older woman with a kind face named Sal, looked at me. She looked at my feet. Where are your shoes, honey? She asked. I do not know what happened. I broke. I had not cried when my father threw me out. I had not cried when he hung up on me. But this one, small, act of kindness. It shattered me. I started to cry. I told her. My dad kicked me out. He took my shoes. She just sighed. She looked at me for a long time. Okay, kid, stop crying. We cannot have that in the front of the house. The job is yours. You can wash dishes. I will pay you in cash at the end of the shift. And I have an old pair of sneakers in the back, from the lost and found. They are ugly. But they are shoes. I started to cry harder. I said, stop crying, she said, but she was smiling just a little. Now get in the back. Those pans are not going to wash themselves. Sal, she saved my life. She gave me the job. She gave me food. She let me sleep on a cot in the dry storage room for the first few days until I got my first paycheck. I worked 12 hours a day. My hands were raw. They were cracked and bleeding from the hot water and the soap. But I did not care. I was earning money. I was surviving. A week passed. I was a ghost. I was a dishwashing machine. I had saved up just enough money to get a room, a tiny, cold, safe room at a local boarding house. I was surviving, barely. I was consumed by the injustice. How could they? How could they believe her? How could they throw me away so easily? I was healing, physically, but my heart was just a cold, hard stone. A week after I had been thrown out, my cousin Liam called me. I had used my first paycheck to buy a cheap prepaid phone. Liam was my aunt's son. He was like me, the sensible one in his family. He always had to go to these family events. He always liked me. He was the only one. Cora, he said. His voice was strange. Are you okay? I heard what happened. I am fine, I lied. What do you want, Liam? I am at Sarah's pre-wedding brunch, he said. My heart twisted. A brunch, of course. She was being celebrated. While I was scrubbing pans. She is here, with her new friends. The ones from her fiancé's rich family, and Cora. She is bragging. My blood went cold. What? She is drunk, Cora, on mimosas. And she is telling them a story. About you. I think you need to hear this. I am recording it. And then Liam he put his phone on the table. And I could hear her. My sister, Serafina. Her voice was high and clear, and she was laughing. So lucky, Sarah, a new voice said. You have such a perfect, supportive family. Oh my God, supportive is one word for it, Sarah laughed. They are a lot. My dad is so intense. My mom is a total mess. But your sister, another friend said. The one who stole from you? That must be so hard. I heard Liam in the background just listening. Oh, Cora? Sarah said. I could hear the smile in her voice. She waved her hand dismissively. Please, that was not hard. That was hilarious. Her friends were shocked. Hilarious? What do you mean? Sarah leaned in. I could hear her voice get lower, more confessional. She was bragging. She loved the attention. You have to understand. My sister, she is so smug, so sensible. She is the good one, always judging me, always making me look bad. I had to teach her a lesson. I had to show her that her sensible world could break. She needed to be humbled. What do you mean? One friend asked, her voice nervous. It was so easy, Sarah said, laughing again. I took the cash from the safe. I knew she was the only one with the code. I hid like half of it in one of her stupid, boring textbooks. Then I found it. The look on her face. Oh my God. You guys, priceless. Liam's phone was recording every single word. And the best part? Sarah continued. Dad! My dad? He is so dramatic. He literally threw her out, barefoot, like no shoes. He just, get out! It was amazing. So yeah, she is gone. She needed to learn her place. And bonus. I found the other half of the money a few days later, tucked in the sofa. So, I got new shoes. The table was silent. Her new friends were horrified. Sarah, one of them said. That is monstrous. Sarah's smile faded. She realized she had said too much. Liam quietly stopped the recording. He texted me. I have it. I am sending it. To everyone. The lie did not just explode. It was a nuclear bomb. Liam did not just send it to me. He sent it to the entire family group chat. The one with all the aunts, uncles, and cousins, and he sent it to my parents. My phone, my cheap burner phone, it started to buzz. A text from my aunt. Oh my God, Cora. A text from my uncle. Arthur is a fool. And then a call. My mother. I did not answer. A voicemail, weeping. Cora. Oh my God, Cora. We did not know. We did not know. Please come home. Please, your father. He is broken. A call from my father. I did not answer. A voicemail. He was not yelling. He was sobbing. A deep, ugly, broken sound. Oh God, Cora, what have I done? Please, I am so sorry. Come home. I will fix this. I will throw her out. I am so sorry. I sat in my tiny, cold room. I listened to the recording one more time. The recording of her laughing. It was amazing. I listened to my father's sob. I looked at my hands, red and raw from the dishwasher. I thought about my bare feet on the cold concrete. I turned my phone off. I was not their daughter. I was not their thief. I was not their sensible, invisible girl. I was just Cora. And I was, for the first time, truly on my own. I went back to the diner. I had a shift to work. I had to survive.